What's up everyone, welcome back to another video on the JayBee and Milly channel. I am JayBee and it's been a long time since we've sat down to do Animal Crossing gameplay together. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be fake or anything. The last time I think both myself and Milly played Animal Crossing was the last gameplay Animal Crossing video that you saw. Again, not really sure what that is, but you can see that we are gonna be de-weeding the island today. So we've actually got some news from Animal Crossing, which is actually what's bringing us back into this community a bit more. So we saw this initially on Nintendo UK's Twitter account. We think that the same content is translated, well, not translated, but it's basically the same content that was transferred to America, to Nintendo's UK Twitter account. But it reads as follows: a free update for Animal Crossing New Horizons arrives on July 29th. Please ensure you have updated to the latest version to enjoy the upcoming weekly fireworks show and new seasonal items. So that's pretty standard from what we've seen so far, at least. Now, again, like I say, we didn't really play the game that much during this kind of interim period, but we did understand that there were some items that we were interested in. For example, if you remember from the second wedding season, there was just standard rewards as usual, but there was also something like that awesome bell that you could purchase or at least win. And that was really good, but I guess one cool item that we enjoyed wasn't really enough to bring us back into the game as such. It would take a bit more than that, and it's like what we see with this instance here. I love the fireworks the first year. In fact, they were some of my favourite parts, and people that have watched this channel for a long time know that that was actually at one of the most difficult times for us in terms of losing our house during COVID, and honestly, the fireworks were just something really fun to look forward to every week, so we do have a lot of emotional nostalgia towards that. But what's really getting us excited this time is the tweet under that saying, in addition to these updates, more free content for Animal Crossing New Horizons is currently in development for later this year. More information will be shared in the future, so please stay tuned. Thank you for your support and patience. Now, a lot of bigger Animal Crossing accounts are going to instantly jump on this and say this means nothing for Animal Crossing, or Nintendo have announced that Animal Crossing is coming back and with a vengeance. There's always going to be this great thing like you're going to see Brewster in so many thumbnails over the next coming days, maybe even in this one, but honestly I don't think so at all, because that's not what we're here to talk about today. What we're here to talk about is expectations and what we can expect from this update realistically, and the answer to that, and the answer that can really only be given at this point, unless you're a data miner or you've got some inside information that you're willing to share, is it could be the best update of all time. You could get Brewster, you could get that Fables new room in the museum, you could get new bugs, new fish. Honestly, it could revitalize the game to the point like we've never seen it before. Or it could be along the more minimal aspects, a new item range, a new collaboration furniture set. Maybe they'll do something for Zelda, or even a new fish, a new bug. I mean, we don't know. The truth is that this could be an everything update or a nothing update. And that's the only thing that can be held accountable. Don't judge Nintendo or Animal Crossing badly because you don't think that the update's going to be good, because it might be. Equally, expectations can't be through the roof after so long, and you get the point where you're that disappointed when even if it is a good update, you're still not, even though they've given us new design slots or new housing options or a new room in the museum, there's still no Brewster, so instantly this is like Nintendo completely turning their back on their fans. We don't know, and clearly the game has lulled a bit. We weren't really given the 2 years of updates that we were promised at the start of the game's release, and that's a fact. There's no way of getting around that. So again, please do take Nintendo's word with a pinch of salt here, although what really does make me a bit more enthusiastic is thank you for your support and patience. Now, for all that doesn't mean a lot, it's not a massive hint to anything. You can't ignore the fact that that means that Nintendo are actively looking and they know that there's a huge fan base behind here that's fallen off or that want a reason to play the game again. And maybe they just didn't predict how quickly the game would take off. I mean, sure, they've had a while to adjust. You know, it's been a while since the first initial lockdown, I believe. Well, definitely both here in the UK, but also I think the US as well. You can correct me in the comment section if that's wrong. But equally, I think Nintendo have maybe had a lot to work on right now. So maybe Animal Crossing wasn't on their priority list. I honestly don't know. But the fact is they know that there's a community out there that's going to get this update. And you know what? Who knows? It could be anything, like I say, or it could be nothing. Now, let's see some of these impressions from Twitter. Now, I've tried my best to include the tweets, you know, in this video itself, but I'm not going to be sharing any of the ads for these Twitter accounts or, you know, telling you what version of the Nintendo Twitter account I went for, just in case people don't want their opinion sharing or their public ads displayed. So just to get a gauge of where this community is at, first one is, I hope these updates are actually substantial. This year's updates have sucked. Give us our money's worth, Nintendo. And I guess to that, honestly, I would argue that Nintendo has already given us the money's worth. If you think about a game like, and this is no shade to the game, but say Mario Kart 8 is replayable as heck. In fact, it's probably a bad example that I just said, just because it is replayable. In fact, maybe finding another one. Let's say, okay, they just saw the release of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. A great game, you know, great visuals, and it's clearly been upscaled from its time on the Wii U. But once you've played the main storyline, I believe anyway, that's it. That's all the use you're going to get out of it. Of course you can play it again. Maybe there's even difficulty settings that you can toggle with and stuff like that. I have absolutely no doubt on that. Again, it's not a game that I've played, but if you just imagine a game that involves getting from A to Z in terms of the story, and even if it's the best storyline of all time, say it takes you a week. Okay, you've had a really good week, but that's like £49 and goodness knows maybe $60 or so that you've spent on that one experience. Whereas Animal Crossing, I think it's fair to say that a lot of us have made friends on the game. It got us through quarantine, and it's actually helped us deal with some really difficult times. So, not to like go on a rant about that in particular tweet, I do get what they're saying, and I think people did expect more creativity from Animal Crossing, especially in comparison to certain other games in the market right now, like, I don't want to say Stardew Valley, because I haven't played that enough to know its customization, or its customability, if that's the word. But, you know, Minecraft, it's like you can make things on Minecraft that aren't even conceivable on a game like Animal Crossing. And the next impression is, at least they acknowledged it, and I absolutely agree. Nintendo's, maybe they could have been a bit more transparent, saying, you know we said this, and maybe it's been delayed for this reason, or we weren't expecting it to take off for that reason. A bit more transparency, honestly, still would have been nice, but they do in fact acknowledge that we have been very patient, so I do like that a lot. So, someone says, I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'll be super happy when it does come. Took 5 years and 5 active towns to start getting bored with New Leaf, and I still play actively. And under 1 year and 2 towns, 1 traded now for New Horizons, so anything would be very much appreciated. So, yeah, honestly, I can't really speak to the quality of New Leaf. I've heard that people really do like it, but we've not really tried that out yet. Ooh, okay. The last thing that I'm going to say, oh my gosh. Okay, it looks like a screenshot of Labo. I can't tell if it's accurate or not. But someone said, they said the same thing about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Still waiting on that. So I don't know if it's like they wanted more customizations for Nintendo Labo's Mario Kart functionality, but because Labo maybe didn't take off the way they wanted to, they halted that, or if this screenshot is literally implying that Nintendo at some point said that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would have more updates, which, Yeah, definitely that still hasn't happened yet, but I don't think Nintendo would have even acknowledged a half of the community's patience if they didn't have something in the pipeline, because at this point I think Nintendo are at a level where they could re-release a Game Boy game, not scaled up, not, widescreen, and they could still make a decent profit from that if they sold that at full price. Nintendo can do whatever they want at this point, and I think there's still a large enough fan base for them to not even need to acknowledge it. So I really doubt that Nintendo and Animal Crossing, the team behind the Isabelle Twitter account, have gone out of their way to hoodwink us into thinking that that this is going to happen. But yeah, I guess my last notes on that was that the tweet does state later this year, so that could mean anything up until New Year's Eve, I guess. We will have to wait and see. But yeah, that's it for the update. So if that's all you wanted to see, then, I hope that this has been helpful to you. Please let us know if you want to hear some more Nintendo and Animal Crossing news in the future. But to the returning community and to the new community that are excited for Animal Crossing content, Millie and I have been finding it so difficult to open this game up again. But one thing that's always consistently brought us back is the community and how creative it's been, how welcome it's always been to us, and how it's welcomed us in to this great new landscape. We've met so many people, so we are very keen to start, maybe not daily, but weekly or every 2-week island tours again. I think that's something that would be so good for the both of us to get us back into the game and get us back ready to start playing properly if the new update happens, if it doesn't happen. Either way, we spent the 50 days straight at the start touring islands and being impressed by all of them. So the fact that we've missed out on so many new islands potentially is kind of heartbreaking. So if you do have a dream address, please feel free to link that in the description down below, or give us your Twitter or Instagram. Our link tree is in the description down below, so if you do want to keep contact with us that way, you can. We are looking for as many islands to tour as possible. I think that's something that we would love to do right now. And if you have given us your dream address in the past and you have contacted us for a tour, please just remind us, because we are determined to start with this gameplay again. So if you do want to see that, along with a variety of Nintendo content such as Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, and even worlds, the world of Pokemon, we've been going absolutely crazy with Chilling Reign right now. Our polls have been nothing short of fire. We're looking forward to getting some Evolving Skies. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. JayBee and Milly.